Upper90studios.com.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. That song is called Battlebound. Someone asked if I wrote it, so I found the original session for that song with all the tracks. I'm already working on the behind the scenes video in the recording studio and how I made that song. Should be a lot of fun, so be sure to stay tuned. 80 points game week 5, highest score for my team this season. I want my team to be a reflection of my playing style with unique players, but is my style only aggressive? Or am I actually using different strategies? I don't want to be stuck with just one style. It's not going to work for every situation. Back on game week 3, I made 4 early transfers, took a -12 hit because I wanted to attack the weakest points early on without the wild card. I used the free transfer that Saturday when my players hadn't even played on Sunday. Then I made 3 more transfers on Tuesday. Can't believe I did this. But then I also kept Reece James for game week 5, knowing he wasn't playing. I could have made a change, and I even had a plan that dropped James before I knew he hadn't traveled with the team. I mentioned it on the video, but I still kept him. No transfers, no hits. It's easier for me to brag about the aggressive moves than it is the quieter ones. You just saw it. I had to prove how brave I was with that picture with all the transfers I did game week 3. My team's around 20 points behind the experts, which is really not too bad considering I started with Saka and Kane over Martinelli and Haaland. And I took a few hits here and there. I have to be patient until I can find the right moment to fight back. I'm going to continue to learn more about the players by watching games. Things change quickly, and I'm going to be ready when they do. Plus, it's early. Don't worry if you've had a bad start. We're going to see a massive point swings with the chips, sometimes 40 to 50 points in one round. That's the strategy side. Now the players. Let's start with Gundogan, 3 points. He was playing almost as a second striker, arriving in the box with every attack. 8 points game week 3. He deserved more. Then he was benched game week 4. I found out later he was actually dealing with an injury, came off the bench, provided an assist, so everything was fine. Now it's game week 5, and this is what made me rethink my strategy. Guardiola benched De Bruyne, and then he dropped Gundogan into a deeper position. He was excellent making the connection between defense and the attack, but that's for Manchester City, not for my FPL team. He still had a chance for an assist or two, and he was on corners, but KDB wasn't playing. When De Bruyne came on as a sub, I got excited because Gundogan would push higher into the attack, but he didn't. His role was locked in, often inside his own half. Gundogan did his job perfectly, they won 6-0, but I'm thinking in terms of FPL. The template is super strong at the moment, and one player can make all the difference. My attackers should be covering high positions up the pitch, closer to the points, consistently. I can't afford to wait. I'm considering 2 players from last week's watch list, Sterling and Luis Diaz. Sterling isn't going to play a deeper role. His job is to run at defenders, make runs into the box, and score goals. Luis Diaz, I'm a Benfica fan, and he played for our rival Porto, but I won't forget when he scored against Benfica in the Champions League back in April. In fantasy, we have to set aside loyalty as much as possible, but I still haven't forgotten what he did. That's why I watch games even when I don't have that player. Would I feel better if he was in my team? And after watching Luis Diaz game week 5, I thought I was lucky that he didn't score. He didn't stop running for a second, constant threat near the box, and he always wants to score. Now here are the pros and cons comparing Gundogan, Luis Diaz, and Sterling. To save time, I'm putting it here. Just take a screenshot. And it's also going to be on the Game Week 6 blog post at upper90studios.com. Now, I was actually close to bringing in both Luis Diaz and Sterling for a hit this week. The problem is I had to lose at least one premium defender. Alexander-Arnold had been quiet. Then game week 4, he scores a goal, assist, and clean sheet. 17 points. I wasn't ready to drop Cancelo last week. Didn't feel worth it if Guardiola used him in his typical attacking role game week 5. Cancelo goal and clean sheet, 12 points. What about Reece James? First, let's decide between Sterling and Luis Diaz. You've already seen the pros and cons. Now let's look at ownership. Sterling is a differential against the experts. Luis Diaz is owned by 42% in the Elite 64 League. If I go for Sterling now instead of Diaz, it's not like what I did with Gundogan. When I brought in Gundogan for a hit, I used the funds to upgrade my goalkeeper to Robert Sanchez, and I got Martinelli. I strengthened other positions. With Sterling, I have to downgrade a premium defender. Despite missing game week 5 with illness, Reece James is still owned by 63% of the experts. Cucurella, 36%. Chelsea have been conceding, but James has one of the highest ceilings in the game for a defender when he pushes into the attack. What about the fixtures? I showed you how despite a bad start, West Ham remains strong in our fixture cheat sheet team ratings. West Ham have since kept 2 clean sheets in their last 3 games, and they only conceded to Tottenham through an own goal. Chelsea play West Ham next, and I give a slight edge to Liverpool in their next 2 league games, Everton and Wolves. Since Reece James didn't play, I finally got some bench points from Pereira. No clean sheet for 36% Cucurella, who ended up playing as a center back when Chilwell came on, 3 at the back. Just like West Ham, Chelsea's current form might not be a good indicator of their actual strength. They could be signing Aubameyang as I'm recording this, and they're without N'Golo Kante. I had a chance to meet Kante a few years ago. He's one of the best players in the world in his position. Reece James is okay to stay in my team, assuming he's fit. I've been using Saliba as cover for 31% Ramsdale. If Ramsdale is out with a muscle injury, I may bench Saliba game week 6. Martinelli 10 points, Jesus 6 points. They're on fire. But now they're going to be away at Old Trafford, which is going to be a good test. Jack Harrison 2 points. Bamford came on as a sub and looked sharp. After the match, Lampard said Jack Harrison is one of the best wingers in the league, but I need proof because that's now 2 blanks in a row since I brought him in. Here are some of my notes on Harrison. You can pause the video if you'd like. Don't feel bad if you captain Salah over Haaland. These are the results if you own both game week 5. Salah 10 plus Haaland captain 34 is 44. Salah captain 20 plus Haaland 17 equals 37. It's a 7-point difference if you own both players. But it could have been a lot different without that second assist for Salah with the last play of the game, which earned him 2 bonus points. 65% in the Elite 64 League captain Haaland, 31% captain Salah. I had no idea what the ownership stats were going to be going into it, and I went with my instinct. Salah has always delivered for me in this fixture in the past. Something has to change tactically with Salah this season, because he's been stuck out wide on the right. Harvey Elliott was actually more central near the box, at times covering the areas that Salah likes to attack. Haaland is set as my captain for game week 6, unless there's confirmation that he's not starting. With Guardiola, there's always a chance that Haaland doesn't come on at all if he's benched. So it might not even matter who to captain between Haaland and Salah game week 6. Transfers out Gundogan, transfers in Luis Diaz. No hits, and that's 2 weeks in a row. I'm keeping Harrison as my last differential, using this specific arrangement of players as a combination differential. Aubameyang at Chelsea could be interesting for Reece James and Sterling, or Batshuayi at Nottingham Forest, and how it might affect Nico Williams. Some of you might have had a Dunk own goal, Rodrigo injured, and Reece James out game week 5. They were all great picks, and chance is the one thing we can't control. So be patient with your team until you find the right moment to fight back. Thank you for all the likes, subscribes, all your positive comments, and I wish you big green arrows game week 6. So that's going to be a wrap for today. Stay tuned for my next video. If you like my music, all my songs are free on the website. See the link in the description. U90 Mini League. Good at FPL? Join U90 Mini League for a chance to win. Be sure to follow at Upper 90 Studios on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where you get an inside scoop before YouTube. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because this season is going to be epic. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list and get your free fixture difficulty cheat sheet. Click the fantasy tab at upper90studios.com. Thanks for watching. See you soon.